Okay, another trading day in the books. Another day to get better at trading. And here's another trade recap. So, I went back on a little old system where I would have one on NAS, one chart on NAS on the left, one chart US 30. For NAS, I was heavy on sales, but again, I pulled my stop loss way past break even a little too early, and I actually exit out a position a little early. I just wasn't confident because I thought it was just gonna flip back up. But even though my bias was sell for NAS, I still couldn't hold the trade for a reason, which is something I need to work on. US 30, I'm part of a VIP group that calls out signals for US 30 and NAS. Well, not really NAS recently, more US 30 base. And they were looking for US 30 to sell off because of the government shutdown. And I thought that was pretty logical. But for some reason, I drew this line right at US 30. You can see that kind of support zone right there, and I was anticipating that to break, and then I could look for a sell. But I just didn't feel a sell. I felt like it was just going to push up, so I just stopped looking at US 30. Well, no, that's a lie. I kept looking at US 30, wanting to get in. I was actually debating to get in. But this is the risky side of trading two pairs. I feel like if I'm already in a trade, I should just focus on that particular trade. But I just felt confident knowing that, okay, maybe I'll just let it play out. So I'm still trying to figure that out myself on what I should do, shouldn't do. It's all about testing, just developing my own little system and data about myself. But the crazy thing is that uh, I took, I think, about 4, maybe 6 trades on this day. Bias was, again, going towards a sell-off for NAS. And then I kept getting stopped out or stopped profit. And then start to flip my bias a little bit. I started to go back and forth like, oh, is this going to find its reversal area? Here I could see a better market structure forming. Let's see, I think I took another sell position here. Right there. So let's see, my original take profit was below that low. Wait, let me move it. Where is it? Oh, right here. So this is the original position for NAS, and I was looking for 25.095 25, which later on I'll show you in this other one, it hits it, right? You can see that. But this particular trade gets stopped out, I think, right here. Right here. So I went back in again. And held it a little longer. Okay, right here. Here we go. This is where it got a little exciting. Yeah, I'm starting to realize I like this action right here where if I can secure my profit just like that, I'm like confident for the day, I don't care. 100, $200, $300. I don't have to go to 9 to 5. Ooh. Yeah, that was it. That was pretty exciting for me. I mean, I want to hold my trades a lot longer, but again, I'm just still getting in that position to be more confident. I think that was it. So I place the sell tool to make sure that I can see where price went right after, and then this is where it went. So I'm just doing I stopped one, and then I actually went on my practice account, and I didn't want to risk actual money, but I wanted to practice more trading. So I went back into a practice account, and I immediately went in for that sell, see if I could capture more. And again, this is all some learning lesson because I'm so close, and it actually eventually hits and pass that level of 25, 0, 54, and 50. But I ended up exiting 390, which is okay. And then I had this tool on the right hand side for US 30 for a long, but that wick was just crazy, so I immediately went for a sell. Excuse me. And I was aiming for that bottom part right there, the 200 EMA on the 5-minute chart. It actually didn't end up going down. I believe I just took a partial right here. So I put a stop loss right above those candle wicks on the green one. And I was okay if I get stopped out because I had some profit anyway. And I'm just playing for the long term. That's what I want to do. By the way, if you're watching this, it's much better if you put the speed limit or video speed at like 1.5, maybe 2, because I tend to want to talk slow so I can understand and articulate myself when I'm listening to myself. Also, there should be a caption. Some subtitles for you that you should click on so that way you can understand what I'm saying. But anyways, that was it for this trading day. I don't know if I'm gonna go back to this, double screen. I started to really enjoy just focusing on NAS because I feel like I could really make a lot of money with NAS just focusing on one pair, really understanding where it's going, and in riding that wave. But I guess I'm not really that experienced yet with being very aggressive with the breakouts, putting a large amount of money right at the very beginning of the open. So one contract is good enough for now, and then having a risk of 500 to 1,000 gives you really a huge stop loss actually. So you have more breathing room. I don't feel more, I guess, nervous or in that scarcity mindset when the stop loss is super tight and your position is super big. So right now it's just much more manageable going at one contract, and the best way to really develop myself right now is to just focus on my risk to reward and finding my entries and understanding how I'm moving my stop loss. But other than that, I can get better at this, and hope you're learning from this. Have a good one.